So, hello and welcome everybody to another special session with me. I can say my special guest today is Raquel Lisboas. Am I pronouncing it right?
Mhm. That's right. Yes, correct.
Brilliant. So basically, Raquel is actually a Brazilian certified self development specialist who blends her technical expertise with the life lessons she continuously learns. She actually empowers women worldwide to break through those barriers, cultivating confidence, mastering productivity, and building a lasting sense of independence without losing sight of their own values and strengths. Basically, as part of our course that we're doing now, an English conversation course, last time we talked about mindset, how to shift from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset, and what you need to know to acquire the growth mindset, and why basically is it not that productive to have a fixed mindset. um, and then we talked about some we took a test from psychology today, whether to know if you are somebody with a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And if you'd like, we can share with you the test, the link to the test. We can also share with you the recording of the session about mindset, inshallah. So, starting with the topic of mindset, I invited Raquel to talk to us a bit about productivity. And since we're all women here, and I think it's going to be really enjoyable because we can understand the difficulties we might go through in terms of, or when it comes to productivity. So, over to you, Raquel. I hope everything is produced well.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Well, first of all, thank you, Noor Al Huda, for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here. So, thanks for this opportunity to share here my knowledge and my experiences with everybody. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thanks for taking the time and do the commitment to be here present today. I wish you guys can enjoy not only the acquaintance of the knowledge, but also that we have a good time and that we enjoy this evening together. Okay, so let me prepare here my presentation so that you can all see. Just give me 1 second. Um, Share screen. Yeah. Are you guys able to see?
Yep. It's brilliant.
Okay, perfect. So basically, we are here today, as Noor Huda already said, to speak about productivity. But first of all, as she also mentioned, I'm Raquel. My name is Raquel Lisboas, and my work is with a focus in women, basically. Women, but if we have to go a little bit more specifically, I work with mothers. So basically, mothers who want to strengthen their self-confidence, be more productive without guilt, and then eventually go back to their career or find a new career for their new lifestyle. But this doesn't mean that if you are not a mother, that this is not valuable for you. In the contrary, everyone, even men, can benefit from this knowledge. And before I specialized myself in mothers, I used to work also with women. So don't worry about that. I will just adjust just one thing here, guys. Just I excuse just so I see you guys as well. Uh, I see my presentation. I see you guys. Okay. All good, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So basically, I'm a self-development specialist, as Noor already said, but my work has 4 pillars. So basically, in my method, I approach 4 pillars, which are self-confidence slash self-awareness, productivity, planning, and career. And from these pillars, we took 1 pillar, which is productivity, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And that's how this workshop came to life. And we have the From Mindset to Action workshop where we're going to learn how to master our productivity. Okay, so ready? Let's see if everybody's ready. Well, let's start. So basically, this is gonna be the agenda of today. This is just for your reference, and you know what we're gonna talk about. So these are the topics that I will tackle tonight, and yeah, so just for your reference to have a guidance on where we are going. All right. After we're gonna share this presentation with you, so also it will help you to have a little guidance. Okay. So, oops, sorry. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. We all know that sometimes technology plays some tricks. So let's we find our ways. 1 second. Going back. So this is the presentation. Okay. So fine. So where everything started. So basically, I'm Brazilian, but I come from the Amazonian side of Brazil. So I come from a place called Belém do Pará, which is in Amazon. And this picture represents the place where I come from. I don't live in the middle of the jungle. I didn't live in the middle of the jungle before, but my city is a city where it's surrounded by parts of the jungle, is surrounded by the river, and we can easily access places like that, as you see in the picture. I was born and raised in this place, and in the lifestyle that I had with my family, we used to travel, we used to explore some places, some other cultures, and meet other people. And by living in between this reality, I built a very strong passion about traveling, about culture, and about exploring the world. So basically, this passion made the decision, I made the decision with this passion to study tourism. So basically, my background is in tourism, a bachelorette in tourism, and I worked in the field for so many years. And I even became a tour guide. So I took a lot of groups of tourists to this area of Amazon. So, but I was not really satisfied just staying there. And the passion that I had for traveling in other culture took me to other places. And not only the tourism background I had also a certification as a cabin crew, a flight attendant. And I'm not sure if you know, yeah, that's quite surprising. But I'm not sure if you know, but in the Emirates, there is a big potential for aviation, for the aviation industry. It's really like to open opportunities. And that's how I ended up going to Dubai. So I wanted more. I wanted to experience other areas of my life. I wanted to see other cultures, and I wanted to see something very different from my background. So I ended up in Dubai, and I wanted to have a new career as a cabin crew there. But unfortunately, or fortunately, actually, depend on how we see, I didn't get the job as a flight attendant. So life had some other plans for me, which basically took me um, to the next step, which was the corporate life. So I worked in some big companies in Dubai, and I changed my career completely. So I wasn't working anymore in the tourism, and I was working in the human resources. And then I started to taste the feeling of trainings. That's how I started to see this other side of my professional skills or whatever. Other opportunities came to my life. And then I went to spend 1 year in Dubai, but I ended up spending 6 years there. And from there, I got married. So I married someone from a different culture, from a different religion, that speaks a different language. And we got married in Dubai. This picture is the day that I got married in Dubai. And we spent these 6 years there. After that, we decided to make a move. We moved to the cold winters of Germany. We came from the desert, we came to the cold mountains of Germany. And this is still where I am. And when I came to Germany, I gave a pause in my career. So I was not working, and I still wanted to figure out something. So basically, even though I was doing something that I liked, even though I had great opportunities, I still had the feeling that something was missing and that I was not fulfilled. Something was still not right, and I didn't have found yet my call, my vocation. So I wanted to find the answers for myself because I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I really want for my life. I didn't know my talents, my potentials, anything. So I was tired of these questions in my mind. So I decided that I would seek for the answers for all these questions. And when I was in Germany, there was one time that it was close to my birthday. I decided that I would give myself a gift and I would seek for a mentor slash coach. I don't know if you know, but mentor and coach are two different things, but I wanted both. And the thing is, I had very specific requirements for that person. I wanted someone who has the ability to understand my background as a Brazilian, the ability to understand the background of my husband at the time as an Arabic man, and the ability to understand the life of an expat because I was an expat in Germany. That wasn't really easy, but it was possible. And I found this person. She's Lebanese Brazilian. She lives in Brazil, so that was the perfect scenario, and she could help me. And through her, I could understand myself so deep. And we went through a journey where I was completely lost, and I got to the answers that I want. But just so you understand how lost I was, she came up one day with an exercise where she asked me, "Give me a list of 10 professions that you think you could do." And then I came up with 25 to 30 professions. So it's not that I didn't know what I like, but actually I like too many things, and then I didn't know what I should do and where should I go. And this woman was the best decision I have taken. It was to hire her. I hired her and she helped me in this journey. She helped me to find these answers. And then it comes to the next step where I found out that being a coach slash mentor was also my call. And I wanted to do the same, use my story, use my knowledge to share with people and to help other women with the struggles that I had before. And that's how I became a coach. So I studied, I went through trainings, and I started working online. Everything was going fine. But and then I found out that I was pregnant. And then I became a mother. They are not twins. It looks like they are twins, but they are not. But the difference between them is just 1 year and a half. But basically, I was pregnant from my first kid, and I was still attending my clients when I was pregnant. When he was born, I still had one or two clients, and then I needed to stop. I gave it a break. And then I had my mom here helping me. I had my mother-in-law helping me. After 6 months of age of my first child, they left, and I saw myself alone. My husband at the time needed to go back to work. And then COVID came, and then I saw myself alone in a lockdown. Then husband comes home, but nobody else can help. And then, because we were home, people were in need of some guidance in their life. Everything was online, was the perfect scenario for me. I started to work again. But once I started to work again, and my first kid was 10 months old, I found out that I was pregnant again. And then I needed to stop everything again. And in the second time, when my second kid was born, it was the second wave of the COVID, and the lockdown came again. And then nobody could come to help me. My mom couldn't come. My mother-in-law couldn't come. Nobody. My sister, she came actually for I think 15 days because she was living here nearby, or 20 days, something like this. She came, but and then eventually she needed to go because she has her life to carry on. And I was here by myself with two little kids. I never had the experience of a mother before. And that's when it comes to the next step of my life, where I felt exactly like in these pictures. So basically, I felt like I was carrying the word. I felt like I was having endless uh, tasks to do. And I didn't know how to start. I didn't know what to do first. I didn't know how to carry on with my life in taking care of these two kids. And just so you know, I never took care of any baby or any kid before I had my kids. I learned everything. Yes, I learned everything on the go. I'm sorry. I learned everything on the go with my kids. My kids, they were actually my teachers. And the thing is, imagine this whole scenario, being a mother, COVID time, lockdown. We didn't have the chance to get anyone's help. And after some time, my the father of the kids, he needed to go back to the office at a certain point, and I was alone at home with these two little kids who needs me all the time. And then I see myself in this spinning life in the middle of the hurricane, and I see myself in this constant negotiation of needs, endless to-do list, the weight of the responsibility, thousands of things to do, and I don't know where to start. I'm pretty sure if you are a mother here, I don't know if there are mothers actually, but I think there are, as I already saw some of the ladies. But I believe you might feel familiar with these pictures. And also, yes, I want to know how many mothers do we have here, just so we know who we are talking to. But yeah, let's see, guys. Just say like yes or no, and then we know if you are mad. So okay, we have one already. Okay, we have another one. One. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. Well, that's great. But if you are a mother, I'm pretty sure that you know more or less what I'm talking about. If you are not a mother, I believe you can imagine. But if you don't really imagine, I want to invite you to think you are already really busy in your life right now, right? I'm talking to you guys who are not mothers. You are busy right now with your work, with your family, with whatever it is. You are so busy. Now you imagine you put a life, a human being, an extra human being, or sometimes two human beings in your life who fully depends on you, on the actual survival of this human being depends on you. And many times that was my case. I was 24/7 with these kids. Sometimes you are all the time with them and they need you all the time. So imagine adding this scenario to the scenario that you already have. It's pretty tough. And sorry, guys, I will drink a water here. My throat is not helping much. But if you are a mother, if you are not a mother, I guess you imagine. And I believe that you will agree with me that to keep a life like this going on smoothly, or even if it's not so smooth, but at least, to carry on, we need certain skills. We need to obtain certain skills for that, right? We need to learn some things. And then that's when it comes the concept of the growth mindset that Noor Al Huda was talking about a while ago, and that she had a workshop where she covered entirely talking about this. If you didn't watch, if you didn't attend this workshop, I highly invite you to watch this. She will share later the information about how you can watch it. But it's really important to get to know about this, because basically I'm not gonna extend so much about what is a growth mindset, but I will just give you a short brief of what it is. Basically, having a growth mindset is it's having the belief that you can develop abilities. So the abilities can be developed, and that you can also be able to embrace challenge. You can learn from criticisms, and you see failure as an opportunity to grow. So basically, a growth mindset is that. So in that moment of chaos that I was living, I needed to switch it on this growth mindset. And as I was already introduced in the coaching world before, because I was trained for that, and also I had my coach before, I already had this concept in my mind. And then in that moment, I thought, all right, now I need to work on my mindset. I need to see that, come on, there is a way from here. Otherwise, I'm going to freak out. I mean, I guess you guys agree that if I wouldn't take care of this, I would freak out in this scenario. And then I decided in that moment that, all right, I need to work on my mindset. And from here, I need to see what are the skills now that are most needed from me, that it will help me, at least in the basic, to keep going on in this with this life, with the basics. I thought so much about so many things, but and then it came to me that, okay, I believe that right now I need to learn about time management skills, because I need to make sure that I have the ability to keep this going, I was already learning how to take care of the kids. I mean, I needed to learn that anyway, but I needed to find out how, okay, when I'm going to cook, when I'm going to rest, when I'm going to go out with these kids, when I'm going to clean this house, when I'm going to do things. And just so you know, that was a moment that my the father of the kids, he was going through a very big struggle at his work. So he needed to work from early morning till late night. So I was basically the entire day with these kids, from the time they wake up to the time they sleep. And even after they sleep, I was breastfeeding them for a long time. So I needed to wake up constantly. So you can consider that was entirely the day, the whole day, taking care of them. So I needed to find the gaps, I needed to find ways to manage this. So that's how it came to my mind that fine, I need to improve myself in productivity. But what is productivity? I'm not sure if you got. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you know more or less what it is. But and if you go in the internet, there are millions of concepts about productivity. I didn't want to bring just one, so I made a kind of a compilation of the main points that I think it's important and that will make it easier for us to understand where I'm going with this. So basically, productivity is the goal to achieve more significant results in less time. It's working smarter, not harder. It's focusing on efficacy first, which is doing the right things, and then going to the efficiency, which is doing things right. And it's the consistent execution of goal oriented tasks. So basically, that's productivity. And I liked it so much, the topic, that I was learning about, and then I was applying. And in that time I started sharing my life in the social media, and the people see this and they feel interested because they feel, "Oh, how do you manage all this?" And then how I managed, because I took the decision and I went to seek for the knowledge. I liked so much this topic that I specialized myself. And now I'm here today as basically as a specialist in productivity because of this whole crazy story and this chaos that I went through. And I ended up here in the place where I am today as a specialist in productivity. And it's one of my biggest passions because that ability could unlock so many things in my mind, and it could take me to a better scenario in the life that I was living, that I built a strong passion for this. However, productivity has a big, big time enemy. And I don't know if you guys know what is this enemy, but I think someone has the microphone open. Is it right? Sorry, guys. Okay. All good? Okay, sorry. So basically, productivity has a very big enemy here, and I'm pretty sure that you guys know, but I just want to know if you guys know. So let me ask you something. Write in the chat, what do you think that is the biggest enemy of productivity? So what is it? I'm gonna wait for you guys. I want to know. Let's see who's gonna be the fastest one. Come on, guys. I know that you know. To say tomorrow. Yeah, it's somehow, yes, but there is a name for that. No, I'm gonna, okay, lack of planning. Oh, Chris, procrastination. Congratulations, Chris. I'm gonna pay you a lunch if I meet you. Good job. It's procrastination. Yes. So procrastination is the thing that is fighting all the time our productivity. So, but what is the procrastination? I don't know if you guys know this term, but if you don't know, that's all right. I'm going to explain to you. So basically, procrastination is the act of delaying a task, and it's a voluntary choice, actually. We know that we shouldn't do that, but we choose to do that. And procrastination involves the intention to do a task, but there is a gap between this intention to do the task and the action. So the intention of doing the task is here, and the action is here. And then between them, there is a big hole where you get lost. and then you fall in this hole and nothing happens. But the thing is, oh, social media addiction, yes, it is something, but the social media addiction makes you procrastinate. So the problem is the procrastination. And then there are many other things that takes you to the main point, which is the procrastination. These are the distractions that makes you procrastinate. And all this, it's made in an irrational way. And why is it in an irrational way? Because basically we know that this will bring a bad feeling. We know that we're gonna feel bad about it. We know that we're gonna postpone something, but we still do it. We still choose to do it. And why do we choose to do that? We choose to do that because we want to avoid some discomfort. And this discomfort sometimes might be related to anxiety, boredom, insecurity. Why? Because when we are talking about achieving a goal, we are talking about a way to achieve this goal. And the way to achieve this goal is not always fun. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it will test you. Sometimes it will test you, your confidence, your sense of security, your sense of self-worth. And sometimes we don't want that and we avoid. But the problem is when you avoid this now with a short-term solution, which might be the social media, as someone already said, you are finding something for a short term to avoid a long-term result. And the thing is, when you avoid these feelings here with a short-term solution, you are actually feeding the same feelings in a long term. Because we might avoid right now to feel insecure, to feel boring, to feel bored, to feel, I don't know, anxious. But and then you keep avoiding, and then your dream is going further, it's going far, 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 far away. And we are not talking about sometimes about 1 day, 2 days a week. Sometimes we're talking about years. And in so many years that you procrastinate to achieve your dream, you feel sad. Yes, I feel sad and lots of mess in my life. Yeah, it's true. This is the feeling that it will come. But don't worry, we will find a way. Don't worry. But I know what you mean. We feel sad. Yes, we feel sometimes that we're not capable, and that's how I felt so many times in this chaotic life that I was living. I felt, oh my God, I'm in the middle of this hurricane and I don't know how to get out, you know. But there is a way. I I promise you there is a way. But it's about also taking a decision. But we're gonna talk more about that. But I just want you guys to know that your dream is going away when you are taking these short-term solutions and you want to avoid these feelings, but you end up feeding these feelings in a much higher scale and for a long term. Okay? So then there are the kind of procrastinators. So now we learned that what is procrastination, that we are doing this. I believe all of us, we did already at one point of our life, or we still do. We know what is procrastination, but and then there are the kinds of procrastinators. And according to Rory Vaden, who is a New York Times bestseller author, he categorized the procrastinators in these three kinds. The first one is the creative avoider. So that person, that is always busy, running around, doing a lot of things, like never have time for anything. But at the end of the day, this person feels that they didn't do anything. And the things they did wasn't really important. So they are getting busy with unimportant tasks and they avoid the important ones. And then it comes the priority diluter. The priority diluter is the people who focus on urgent but less critical tasks. So, sometimes your colleagues, let's say, they have very urgent tasks for themselves, but this has nothing to do with you. And then you decide to take that to help, but you are busy with everyone's tasks, urgent, and your thing gets done later or it never gets done. So what is really important for you, what it truly matters for you, it doesn't get done. And then there is the strategic procrastinator. This one is a very rare kind, and it's the good one because basically this person is delaying the trivial tasks to focus in what it matters. So that's what we aim for. I don't really like to call the strategic procrastinator, but I was not the person who created this category, so we're gonna leave it like this. But I don't like so much this term because it keeps us concentrated in the procrastination. So I think I would prefer to call this a person who knows how to prioritize, because it's not nothing else than this. It's a person who knows what it needs to be done. So this person prioritize the right things and do the right things that it actually matters. And I couldn't resist, guys, but I needed to add my own addition here, according to my personal experience and my professional experience. And I added two more here, which is the researcher. The researcher is that person, when you have a task to do. Let's say I'll give this example right now. I needed to prepare for the productivity workshop. Yeah, it's not the case, not true. Okay, so but let's consider it as an example. And then I'm preparing for this workshop, and I feel like, okay, but to do this I need to read this book, I need to join that course to learn more about. I need to learn this article here. I need to do this. I need to do, and then it concentrates all the information to then act and do the thing. But the problem is that sometimes you have these thousand tabs in your computer open, and you need to work on this productivity workshop. But and then you see, oh, that's a nice article here to read. It talks about nutritional the nutritional life of the panthers in Amazon. So it has absolutely nothing to do with what you need to do. And then you get interested. Oh, that's cool. And then you read, oh my God, that's nice. You know what? And then my next vacation, I'm going to Amazon because I need, because I need to go and see this nutritional thing of the panthers in Amazon. Or let me buy the tickets already. You know what? Or let me invite my friend because I don't want to go alone. And then when you see the productivity workshop never happened and you didn't do anything, you were actually planning your next vacation because you found out a very interesting article about something else that you may like. I know that many of you guys are feeling related to this, and I added this because I was this person, by the way, and I saw that somebody asked here in the chat, "What if you are all the three?" You can be the three, yes, because by the way, I was all of them in different times of my life, but I was, and sometimes I still am, by the way, and that's something I want to tell you guys to have peace, because the procrastination will be there, even if you master your time management skills. But what it's going to happen from now on, once you get the knowledge, is that you will know how to manage this. You will know how to act when you face this situation. But let's go ahead. And then there is the organized procrastinator. I used to be this one so much when I was a teenager. So the organized procrastinator is okay. So I didn't do my workshop, my productivity workshop so far because I planned my vacation for the Amazon. But the workshop presentation is gonna be on Friday. Today is Tuesday. You know what? On Thursday, I finish my work at 7. So from 7 until 7 o'clock of the next day, because I'm gonna wake up at 7. So I have basically 12 hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm gonna work on this workshop nonstop, and everything's gonna be ready for 9 a.m. on Friday. So basically, this person organized the procrastination. This person planned, what time am I going to procrastinate? It's already planned. Everything is planned. I'm gonna do it this time, and I have 3 days, but I'm not gonna do it in these 3 days. You know. So now, guys, that you know the kinds of procrastinators, I want to know if you relate to this. And I want you to be very honest here. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel shy. The first step for change is recognition, is acceptance. So write to me here in the chat, because I want to know this community. I want to know who is here, and let me know what kind of procrastinator are you. And you can be all, by the way. Yes, true. That you can also say uh, in the microphone. Open your microphone and say it. I'm waiting here to hear. I'm gonna drink my water. Come on, guys! I can't believe if you're not procrastinator, then you are you why you are here.
I feel like I'm a mixture of um all of them, but then I have a tendency to be more of the priority diluter.
Okay. Thank you so much. Sarah, I think it was Sarah
Yeah,
who was
yeah.
talking, right? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, it happens. Like we can be a little bit of each. And then, as I said, or we can be all of them, or also we can be one in different times of our life. Or now I'm this kind, now the other is that. But thank you so much, Sarah. It's important to recognize. It's important to bring to our conscious to awareness where we are, so we can check from here how can we go to the next steps. Sorry, I missed the people in the chat. Oh yes, tell me.
I guess in this time of my life, I'm the last one, the organized procrastinator. Sorry, but I guess.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. That's okay. It happens. I'm happy to hear you guys. If somebody else wants to open the microphone, feel free. I missed the people in the chat. I don't know if let me see here if I can.
Yes, we have Ala saying each time I find myself falling in one of these types.
Okay, okay. Yes, as
Yes,
I said
yes.
it.
Sometimes I see my kids control my choices. So
Mm,
each time I can't organize my plans or like this by my
I
own.
know.
All of them one of them is a baby, so they are um, control my choices and plans
Mm-hmm. I totally get you.
because
I totally get you,
yeah,
Ella.
yeah,
Because for mothers, it's very challenging because many times we don't have the full control of our time. And that's a message that I want to share with you from mother to mother is that unfortunately we won't have the full control of this time for a long time. So and then we need to make use of the slots in between. So what I used to do, by the way, one of my latest trainings that I did when I was breastfeeding my second kid. So I would take the opportunities when they were taking a nap or after they sleep, and then of course I need to rest also. I need to take care of myself, so I wouldn't overwhelm myself in this moment. So I would study even if it's for 15 minutes, but I would still do something 15 minutes, and then tomorrow another 15 minutes, and then if maybe sometimes something comes in between, like as something unexpected, great, use it. So as mothers we need to work even smarter because we need to make use of the tiny pocket time that we have, because then for sure the kids most of the time they will be the ones who will control our time.
maybe because we sometimes expect to do big things
Mm-hmm.
as a mother, but we don't have expect that. You know we have to as you say to do to do or perform many tasks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what it is, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, do little, but do it. These little steps will make you walk. It will make the journey in a slower, in a slower pace, but it will keep you moving. And we shouldn't underestimate this small amount of times. Unfortunately, as mothers, many times we have a lot of frustrations because we want the things to be done already like this. I know this because I live this, and I'm a person that if I start something, I want to finish. I don't want to keep the things, for so long. But unfortunately, many times we will need to make peace with it. We will need to accept that this is a phase. It's not going to be like this forever. It's temporary. And now that we are living this, we will make the best we can with what we have. So if I have a limited time, unfortunately, that's the reality right now. It's going to be better at one point, yes. But with this limited time, I will make the most of it, even if it's little by little. I hope I could help you. I hope I can bring a little bit peace to you, because I know how it feels, and I was in this place before. And so many times I even felt, oh my God, I'm not doing anything, you know. But one thing also to help you, I wasn't planning to share this. It's a short exercise, but I'll just quickly share with you guys. One way to keep seeing what we do and to recognize what we do and how much we walked is to make a journal. And even if you don't want to write, but before you go to bed, just if you can write is better. But if you don't, and then just think, okay, today, in this day, let me list at least two things that I was grateful for, two things that I achieved. And as a mother, it includes everything. You know, one time when I was doing this exercise for me, one of the things was like I managed to go by myself to take my kid to the pediatrician to get a vaccination. At that time, I was not used to drive alone. I was not used to go out alone with my kid. We stayed in a lockdown for so long. I was very insecure. So when I managed to do that by myself, I felt really, really happy. But I didn't realize the entire day. I only realized when I went to bed and I thought, okay, let me think at least two things that I'm grateful for in this day. Because many times difficult to see. Then when you force yourself to look into your day and see what was there that you did, and that, okay, you accomplished something. Even if you manage to give a shower to your kid alone, it's a newborn, it's hard. It's an accomplishment. Sorry, guys, sometimes, this happens, but anyways. So do that, do this exercise and recognize even the small steps that you do. Anyone else? Any more comments in the chat, or shall we carry on? I think somebody wrote something, but I wasn't fast enough to see.
Mariam just shares the same point of view as Ala. I also find myself in all 3 points, in
Mhm.
all three at some point or another.
Yeah, yeah, that's very common. So that's okay. We will talk more about it, guys. But thank you so much for sharing. The first thing, as I said, the first thing to change is to recognize where we are, who we are. This is even the first session that I do in my program. It's about that. It's a self awareness. Okay, where am I in this moment? You know, who I am. What do I do? And then once you understand yourself, once you understand the position where you are, then we can check. Okay, where do you want to go? And then from there we make the way. But okay, let's continue. Um, no. Okay. So the thing is, now we know about productivity, we know about procrastination and which kind of procrastinator we are. And I want to tell you something, that the procrastination, the decision to procrastinate has an invisible cost. And this cost is extremely high. Unfortunately, it's something that we don't really see, we don't see so clear, but there is a very high impact in our life. That's why it's a very high cost. And here are some of them. It's not all, but some of them. And one of them is the low self-esteem, because you procrastinate things, so you accomplish less things. So your self-worth, your self-confidence, the way you see yourself, the way you see if you are capable or not to do things, gets lower and lower, and this affects your self-esteem. You often feel like a fraud because you believe that you are not able to do things where actually you are able, but you are just not being able at that moment for some reasons. You start to self-sabotage yourself because you enter this loop of I can't do it, and I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna even start because I don't finish. I know that I don't finish. I know that I'm not gonna be able to do this, so I won't even start, I won't even try. So you start self-sabotaging yourself. You start being in a bad mood because also, like as I said, you feel bad, you feel like you are fraud, your self-esteem is low, so you feel in a bad mood, of course. And for me personally, the two most critical costs and the highest cost that we can pay for our procrastination is giving up on our dreams and when life passes by. So basically, every time we procrastinate, our dream is going far and far and far away, and we are giving up on this dream. Imagine yourself, you are able to achieve so many things, you want so many things, and you can do these things. But when you choose not to do it, every time you decide this, your dream is going for this. Like you have, like, let's say it's your dream, you are here, you procrastinate once, this dream goes away. Procrastinate one more, this dream goes away. More until it's really far. Even she's happy, but I guess you would be so happy if you are procrastinating a lot. And life passes by, you know. And what I want to tell you is that time passes regardless of your choice. If you choose to do, time will pass. If you choose not to do, time will pass anyways. And how do you want this time to pass? That's the question you have to ask yourself. So it's the decision that you take. So do I want to let this time pass doing what I like, achieving what I want, or do I want to let this time pass giving up on my dreams and not doing the things I want and just going for this quick solution, these short-term solutions for me? And every time I'm gonna share now, take note of this really because it's simple also, but powerful uh, exercise as well for you to do. Every time you feel lazy, let's use this word, it's not the right word, but I would just use this word so we all understand. Every time you feel like, I don't want to do this, come on, I'm gonna do it later, not now. And then ask yourself, okay, now I have two choices, to do it or not do it. Okay, I choose not to do it, but choosing not to do it will take me closer or far away from my dream. Trust me, this works a lot of times. Because and then you feel I don't want you to feel bad, but if it's for you to feel bad that you don't want to go away from your dream, that you actually want to get closer. So you get up and you do the things. This works for me. Sometimes I'm tired, like I take care of my kids and I just don't want to do the things, but I have to do it. No, come on, I have this mission, I have my purpose, I have my dream. I will do it regardless. I will do it. You know, another thing is that for you also to think, okay, no, when I think on procrastinating, I will think about this, which is another exercise that I actually do with my mentees in my programs. I ask them, imagine, and I want to do this right now with you. It's an extra exercise that I'm going to apply with you guys here, and I really want to join. If you want a music, Nora, who I don't know if you want to share a link with them with the music that I shared with you before. Do this with me, guys. And if you want with the music in the background, you can use the music that Noor Al Huda will share with you. If you don't want music, it's also fine. It's up to you. But I want to invite you guys right now to close your eyes and imagine that now is the last day of your life. And let's hope that now you are 99 years old or you are 110 years old. We want to live long, right? So then let's imagine that. Close your eyes and imagine this is the last day of your life. You lived a very long life already. And then in front of you, it's your grandchildren, your grandchildren, grandchildren. Or if you don't have grandchildren, if you chose not to have, it's also fine. But there is a younger generation sitting down in front of you and they ask you, what did you do of your life? How was your life? And did you achieve the things you wanted? Or were you happy? Are you satisfied with your journey? What are you going to answer to these kids? I just want to give you 1 minute to think about it. You are in the last day of your life, and these kids, these young people are asking about your life, about your journey. What I want to do with this, I want now you can open your eyes. I just wanted you to imagine a little bit that moment because I want to tell you that the story that we want to say in the future, this story that we want to tell our grandchildren or younger generations, regardless if it's our grandchildren or not, is the story that we need to live right now. So this story to say in the future needs to be built now. You are living right now this story. The story that you're gonna say there in front, you have to be living right now. So these two things, when you think, it makes you see procrastination and the action in a different perspective. I think it will make you think in a different way. This is not to make you feel bad, okay? This is just to tell you that there are ways to think instead of just going for the quick solution, okay? And based on everything that I told you, that's when I came to the conclusion of the how important is to have productivity. And productivity is not just about checking the tasks. It's not just about getting results, being so busy achieving business goals and all. Productivity is about everything. Productivity is about giving you the freedom to do things that you like, to live your life fully, to allocate time for yourself, for your work, for your family, and to have a fulfilled life, basically. This is what productivity is. It's not being crazy all the time, but it involves all the aspects of our lives. And that's how I managed to carry on with that chaotic life that I was living. And that's why I started the session telling you all my story there, because I wanted to understand how this impacted my life directly. So, sorry. So, and then in this journey that I was going through, something else happened to me. Things were fine at one point. I was working. I found out the answers that I wanted. I was having my online clients. I carried on with my life with my kids. Things were fine. And then eventually, I saw myself going through a separation. And then I saw my relationship falling apart. And that, of course, shook me up. Shook me up. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna use the expression that I don't know, but it affected me. Okay, Mm. It affected me in a way that I was not okay. Yeah, I wasn't okay for so long, and to be honest, I was still carrying on with my life. I was doing many things, but I felt, okay, something's holding me back. Something is holding me back, and I don't know what it is. How come I already have this knowledge of the coaching techniques, of the productivities, but it's still something is holding me back, and I'm not feeling all right. The life is not going the way I want. What shall I do? And then I came to the conclusion that the biggest barriers that we often face, they are internal. So basically, what was behind that conclusion that I had? That at that moment, when my relationship started to fall apart, my self confidence was compromised. And I wasn't okay in that sense. So, no matter how many techniques I had, I still couldn't carry on unless I would take care of that aspect of my life at that time. However, I could still cope because I had already the techniques and the knowledge that I acquired before, right? Imagine if I went through all this without any of this knowledge, without having any idea about growth mindset, without having the skills of productivity, without any of these. My life, I don't know. I really don't know where I would be. I don't know how it would be if I would even be here now talking about this. So that's when we have to take care. And that's now what I want to talk about, because productivity involves a lot of things, as I said, and the procrastination as well. So, procrastination is not about laziness, it's not just the simple fact that you don't want to do, but procrastination might be hiding so many things. And now I want to introduce to you guys this tool that I call the wheel of productivity. And the wheel of productivity is an exercise that we're going to do here together to find out what is behind our act of procrastination. Okay? Do you guys want to join? Say a yes. I want to hear. Say it in the chat. Come on, guys. Are you procrastinating this workshop? Good, good. I like that. Good. Perfect. So what you're gonna do right now, we're gonna do an exercise. Okay, so let's work. Productivity here. So take a paper, take a pen, anything that writes and anything that you can write on. And let me put your dream back here so you can write. So you're gonna copy this wheel in your paper, okay? I won't be so strict with you. So you don't have to do all the small circles inside because I think that's gonna be a little challenge. So I will show you how it's gonna look like. You're gonna do like this, okay? Take your paper, draw a circle. After you draw a circle, you draw how we call this cross. Yes, you're gonna draw a cross. After the cross, you're gonna do an X. So an X, okay? So it's gonna look like this. I don't want you guys to be thinking right now, I'm gonna do it later. Come on, I don't know how to draw. I will wait for this workshop to finish. So I'm gonna print this out. It's gonna be beautiful and perfect. I don't want you to do that. Take right now, don't procrastinate this exercise. And by the way, if you, Dani, I caught you, yes. So if you are a person that you are thinking, no, it needs to be beautiful, I want to do it, I'm going to tell you something. Be alert of that because it might be the case that you are being stuck because of your perfectionism. So be careful. Yeah. Perfectionism sometimes can be tricky because it can make us be stuck where we are. So don't worry about this looking beautiful. Don't worry about perfectionism. Just do it. Okay. So we're going to get to the point just doing like this. It will do the job. So at the end, it's gonna be more or less like this. So you're gonna make a scale from 0 to 10. So you do the how we call this? I don't know these things here. To from 0 to 10, 0 to 10, 0 to 10 from every part of this pizza. So it's 8 parts, right? So do this from 0 to 10 in all of them. And then let me see. Okay. And then for each category, you're going to write in the side self-worth, boundary setting, priority framing, planning chunking, the other one down here, the task initiation, right? And then clarity and so on. So you're going to write down all the the categories. So write down the categories, make the circles, and let me know when you are ready. Shall we give them some minutes, Noor? What do you think? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I will go for 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, 2 minutes, I think is
All
enough.
right.
Mhm.
All right. After 2 minutes, we're going to meet.
2 minutes, guys. Come on.
Okay.
Let's do it. Don't worry, nobody's gonna see it's going to see this, so don't feel shy. Don't worry, this is for you. So it's just a reference for yourself, guys. And in case you finish less than in 2 minutes, you can write down in the chat, I finished it. So and then we can carry on. Okay. So go ahead. I'm gonna wait here. If you guys have any question also along the way, feel free to ask. How is it going, guys? Are you still there? I hope it's going fine. I like that people are quiet, so it means they are concentrated, or at least I hope they are. Done. Okay. How is for everyone else? Done? Everybody did already? Did we have the 2 minutes, Nora? Huda, sorry, I didn't count.
We're almost there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And we're done.
Okay. Well, guys, I hope you did this. You finished. So now that you finish with your draw, I hope you are already there. So let's give scores to these categories, okay? So basically, what we're gonna do is from 0 to 10, we're gonna give a score for each of these categories. When 0, it's that you don't manage this so well, and 10, you manage this really good. You are good at it. So basically, okay, for self-worth. So do you feel confident enough? Do you believe that you deserve things? Do you feel that you are capable of doing things? So from 0, no, I'm really bad. I don't believe. 10, yes, I'm okay. I believe I can do things. I believe I deserve. And then for all the others, you're gonna do the same. So fear of failure. Okay, I fail. I have this fear of the things not going right, of not succeeding, of trying and then failing, or even fear of success. Some people they fear the success. Okay, I'm not ready for the success. I don't know if I succeed, if I become rich. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. There are people like that as well. So 0 to 10. 0, no. 0, you have fear. You are scared. You feel insecure about this. 10, no, that's not a problem for me. Clarity of goals. Okay, do you have a clarity of where you want to go, of what you want, of your goals, of your targets? So 0, you don't have a good idea about that. 10, you have. And then you have the tolerance for discomfort. So are you good in tolerating the discomfort? Because as we spoke, from here to achieve your goals, the way might be boring. You might feel insecure. You might face many challenges. Are you okay? Uh, I, do you tolerate this discomfort or not? 0 to 10. And then task initiation. Do you have a good task initiation? Do you initiate tasks? Do you start things? 0, no. 10, yes, you are good at it. Planning and chunking is when you have clarity of what you need to do, of your goal, and you have the ability to break down this in small tasks. You plan, you have to do this, and you do with the small steps. Priority framing. Priority framing. Do you know how to prioritize from 0 to 10? Okay, you're good in prioritizing 10. Okay, no, I don't know how to prioritize, have no idea, then 0. Boundary setting. Boundary setting is how, like, do you know how to say no? Okay, are you good in saying no? So 0, no, you don't. You're not good. You're not able to do that so well. And 10, you're able to say no beautifully. Okay? Did you guys did? Hope everybody did. Does anyone want to comment something? Okay, did. There I saw. Yes, fine. So what do I want to do with this tool here? Basically, this wheel of productivity is a tool of self-awareness. So here it's as if we were taking a picture of our inner person, let's say that way, like things that we are not able to see here. I'm going to take a picture of you right now. You have your physical aspect, but this one here, it's a picture of what is inside, what is hidden there. So your procrastination is linked to these categories here. So basically, where you scored closer to 0 is your major source of procrastination. And the places, the categories that you put closer to 10, it's a real strength for you. Okay? So Here, it's where I want to show you that procrastination goes much deeper than we think. Sometimes we procrastinate because we actually think that we don't deserve something, that we are not capable of doing something, and then we prefer not to do it. But we don't see that so clear. Sometimes it's a clarity of goals. And by the way, there in the beginning, when I was telling you my story, and then when I hired the coach at that first time, my problem there was the clarity of goals. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I want to do, where I want to go. I didn't know my talent. So my life was not really moving the way I wanted because I didn't have this clarity. And then she helped me, and then I got the answers, and then things could move. So my question right now is, how does your will look like? Is it a bumpy wheel, like, like it's not even moving? Is it smooth? Or how does it look like, guys? Cool. Are you sure? Or are you just tricking me? No, I'm joking.
I
It
think
looks good.
I have some aspects that I need to work on. For example, I do have the fear of
Okay.
success, and I would
Yes.
say that I do have some problems with boundary settings. Boundary setting, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
That's
other
good.
ones,
That's good to know.
I think they look beautiful. I think they look beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's good. Good. Be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
And by the way, sometimes like it's very rare that we have a very smooth wheel. Okay. The aim here is that it will look probably I didn't see yours, but the way that you telling me, it's maybe something is not really, in harmony, but it's almost looking all right.
For example,
It looks beautiful.
if this is the picture of me on the inside, my wheel has beautiful eyes, beautiful nose, not a very beautiful mouth, not very full cheeks, for
Okay.
example. This is
Yes.
how we can say.
Okay. That's great. I liked how you framed. And that's good because life is not perfect. So none of us is perfect. And nobody will be able to have 100% smooth will, by the way. Okay, people. So don't get intimidated. It's almost impossible to get the whole thing very smooth. But we want more or less, okay, things are like somehow fine. It's not so different, like one is 0, one is 10 here, and then so we want more or less things to be in harmony there. All right. And so this here will give you an idea on where do you need to work on. And by the way, where you need to work on, it's not necessarily the lowest score. So here it depends on your sensibility, let's say, sensibility of yours. It's mainly yourself. But if you are with a mentor, a coach, the person can help you. But here it's more about yourself. Where do you feel that if you work on this aspect, it will impact all the others? Because you cannot work in all of them all at the same time. Okay, because otherwise you can get really overwhelmed and you're gonna get frustrated. It's not possible. So you need to go step by step, or at least in two different things. But choose one. Choose one. Again, I say it doesn't need to be the one with the lowest score, but one that you feel like, if I work on my priority framing, I think it will help a lot already, and it's gonna affect all the odds. And I'm gonna give you another example of myself. So I had the lack of clarity of goals, right? I worked on that, and then my life moved from there better. But and then when I encountered the separation moment of my life, as I told you, and I saw my life not moving, and then I realized, okay, but now I already have the clarity of goals with a good score. So where do I need to work on right now? It wasn't the self-worth, because my self-confidence was affected. So this here also, it's not constant. It might change, and it might change according to the stage of life that you are. And but now that you know this tool already and you know how to use it, then every time you feel this, you can do this exercise by yourself, and you can identify where you can work on to move better from there. All right? Cool. So let's go on. I'm going to give you a short example, very short example on how one small thing can affect many others. So basically, I had a client before, And she came to me saying that she wanted to be more productive and she was not able to spend quality time with her daughter. She wanted to spend time with her daughter. She wanted to do other things, but most of the time she was laying down on bed and she was scrolling on her phone for almost the entire day. And what happened is that she lived in a very hot country, in one of the hottest countries in the world. So basically, she depends on AC, on having AC inside her home to have a good environment to do things. And in that moment, she only had air conditioning in her bedroom. So she's in the bedroom, the bed is there, she's tired, the bed is quite inviting, and then she lays down in the bed and she ends up just scrolling her phone there. She doesn't spend time with her kid because her kid has a higher tolerance for the heat. So the kid stays in the living room, which for her is really hot. So the kid is in the living room, she's in the bedroom. They are in the same house, but they are not spending time together because she cannot tolerate that heat. So I asked her, okay, but let's think then of what could be a solution, easy, like something simple. Then we spoke a lot, and I asked her many questions. And by the way, the work of a mentor here is to ask some strategic questions so you get to an answer that it might solve your life. And then suddenly she says, I think if I buy a fan and I put in the living room, the kitchen is open. So it's gonna make it better in the living room and in the kitchen. And if it's better, and then it's better for me to stay there and I can do things in the kitchen, I can do things in the living room and stay with my kid. And yeah, and then I can be more productive from there and avoid being all the time in the bed. So you see, it's a simple thing. It was just a fan, and sometimes we are not able to realize this. And it's all right because it's difficult sometimes for us to find the solution. So many times that's why we need an extra help. And in that moment, she could see that, okay, it's like the will. That small aspect would be able to impact all others. And it helped her. So I just want to tell you the power of, some small decisions, small solutions. Sometimes it can make a big impact. Okay. All right. So now we know what is procrastinate. Yes, tell me.
Yeah,
You
can
have a
I just
question.
make an addition here? This reminds me of
Mm-hmm.
the concept of a keystone habit. Basically, we all have habits that we need to change. A keystone habit is the one habit that if you change, you will get a chain of habits that can be changed in
Yeah.
uh, on the queue. Just because you changed the first one, for example, you woke up early, and then you were able to do more productive things during the day, just because you like acquired the habit of waking up early. So I think they are
Yeah.
similar in terms of
Yeah.
um,
That's so true.
yeah, yeah.
And if I can add just one more thing that I do for my personal life, and this now you gave more of a technical explanation about that, which was beautiful. Thanks for this addition. But for myself, I like sometimes to give my own names as I came with the procrastinators. So I have, for me, I call this sometimes the technique of as I'm already, which works like this. As I'm already awake, I'm going to do this. As I'm already wearing my workout shoes or clothes, I'm going to go for a run. As I'm already leaving the gym and I practice some sports that they are very specific, it's aerial sports, and then I'm already there and I don't have a big passion for running, but I want to run. And then it's harder for me to wake up and go for a run. But as I'm already leaving the gym in the place that I like, wearing all the outfit that I need to run, then like I just go and run. It's facilitating sometimes also the life.
Sounds like a
So
mother to
yes.
me.
Yes. Great. So, pay attention, guys, in these small things that it can actually bring a big impact to your life. I hope you took note of all the things that we spoke here, but if you didn't, at least take note from now on. But we were going to review what we spoke about it. But basically, we spoke about productivity, procrastination. We find out which kind of procrastinator we are, and we found out what is behind our procrastination. But okay, Raquel, like how do I stop this procrastination thing, and how do I become a master? So before I give you the answer, I will tell you that I'm gonna break down this answer in 3 steps. The first step, I'm gonna give you a simple and direct answer. The second step, I'm going to give you an exercise that I want you to practice, and I want you to take note. I want you to practice from now on. And the third one, I'm going to give you a deeper answer. All right? Let's go. So basically, how you stop procrastinating. The the simple answer, the direct answer is do it. Just do it, And we spoke about so many things already in this workshop that it will help you to take the decision of doing and take the action. So action can come before the motivation. So many of us, we have this habit of waiting to be motivated, waiting for the motivation to then act. But we can do the other way around. We can act, and from there we're gonna get the motivation. Because when you act, you accomplish things, you do things, and you feel good about it, and you actually want to do more. We just give the example of the key habits. Like, you do one thing and then you continue doing, and then you get the motivation. Sometimes you just need one change, one move for that. And what I want to tell you also is that the action and the consistency will take you to places where the motivation won't take you. Remember this. Action and consistency will take you to places where motivation won't take you. Nobody is motivated every day. Not even me, with all this knowledge, with all these techniques. It's impossible. We are humans, and there will be hard days. There will be days that we don't want to do the things. There will be days that we will be down. But you will need to have this knowledge to keep going. And why did I give you all this information before? Because, if we think about it, a person who plays cards, for example, and this person wins the games with tricks. This person relies only on tricks. I could come here just to give you tricks, okay, do this, do that, do this, but you are not going to the root of the cause. You're not understanding what is behind. So a person who plays the cards and understands the logic, understands the concept, this person is most likely to win more games, because they will know what to do, the solutions, and what to how to play to strategically make the right moves. So I didn't want to come and just give you the tricks. I want you to understand what is behind, because when you feel down, you will remember all this, and then you can keep going. So all this knowledge that I gave you today, I want you to transform this knowledge into action. Transform this new knowledge into new behaviors. And Noor Al Huda here I guess she will agree with me, because she is a language teacher. And I believe that you will agree that you can teach them all the grammar, all the theory behind the language. But if they don't practice, it's very unlikely that they will develop this language,
I
right?
actually developed a motto that says the only way to speak is to speak, because basically without speaking you'll never be speaking. And I highly agree with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to act. So I gave you all this information here today. And now is what you're going to do with that. I want you to do something, apply in your life, share that with people, and apply from today. And we're going to see now what is the next steps, but apply from today, use it. It doesn't make so much sense to read a million books and don't apply this in your life. And I put here the example of the restaurant menu. It's a very simple example, just so we understand and we remember. When you go to a restaurant, you read a menu, right? You get the information. You get, okay, what does this place offer me? So you get all the information. That's like you getting the knowledge. And then from there, you take a decision. You act. Either you order or you leave the restaurant. So you got the information and you act. So it's basic and simple as that. And that's the first answer I wanted to
We
give
have
you.
Ala saying, don't
Okay.
wait for a full
Yes.
hour or a full day. You simply can do it at 3 and 10 minutes or any time immediately when you decide. Highly agree.
Amazing, absolutely. And this has everything to do to the next step that I want to share here, the exercise that I want to share with you guys. And that's it. Don't you don't need to do all at once. You don't need to spend 1 hour or one day doing one thing. You can break down that task in many small amounts of times. And now, guys, please, if you didn't take note of anything so far, I hope you did. But if you didn't, please, at least this one, you take note. This is an exercise for you to practice your focus. And when you practice your focus, you also practice avoiding the procrastination. Okay. So basically, what you're going to do, I call this exercise 15 minutes focus window. So you're going to choose a task, choose whatever task you have that you want to do. You chose the task. You're going to say it out loud or you're going to write on a paper. I prefer that you go in front of the mirror and you look into your face, into your eyes, and you tell yourself, today I will focus on blah, blah, blah. You decide the task for 15 minutes, only for today. It's only 15 minutes. That's it. First step. Okay. Don't put 20 minutes. Don't put 30. Don't put 1 hour. 15 minutes. Because if you are not used to this, if you're not used to avoid the distractions, if you're not used to have a deep focus, if you put an hour, it's very likely that you're gonna break that and you feel frustrated and then you want to give up and you don't want to do it again. You feel worse than when you started. So don't do that mistake. Start with 15 minutes. Be gentle with you and understand that you are learning. And we are all here to learn. We all learned. We were not born knowing everything. Even me, I didn't know all this. I was number one procrastinator, by the way. And look at me, I'm here saying all this. So there is a solution. So we just need to start and start small. First step was that. Second step, dump distractions. So now you decided what you want to do, you said it out loud, and then you sit down, you're gonna grab a notebook, paper here. It's not your phone because your phone should be away from you. Maybe your phone should be used only if you want to put the timer, but away from you. Okay? Take a notebook, take a pen, and every time that something comes to your mind to distract you, you're gonna write down. Instead of going to do that, you're gonna write down. So let's say, let's go back to my example. Okay, I'm doing the workshop the productivity workshop right now, 15 minutes. Oh, I have to call my mom. No, I'm not gonna call my mom right now. I write down, call my mom. Oh, I have to check emails. No, not check email. Check email, write down. Toilet, I need to go to the toilet. Come on, guys, it's 15 minutes. Nobody's gonna die if you don't go for the toilet for 15 minutes. Try your best and then write down toilet. And then whatever it is, like I feel hungry. I have feel hungry right now. Nothing. 15 minutes finished. It's just write down, return to your task. Write down, return to your task. Don't move. Okay. This distraction dump, let's say it will help you to give you the feeling that you gave the attention to that task to came to your mind, but you didn't really give the attention. You gave it somehow. But doing like this won't break your focus entirely. It's different. If you write down here, then you stand up and you go and call your mom, for example, unless it's an emergency, of course. But this way, you're gonna have a tracker of what is taking my attention away, what is distracting me. And this can be seen also as a guidance for you to understand what are the things that are stealing my attention. And do this, trust me, do this. Let's see, after a week, do this every day, okay? Every day. After a week, if you see things repeating so much there, then you can see, like, okay, checking funny reels in Instagram. And then you felt that urge. Then you wrote down there. And then after 5 days, you see there 5 times. Then now, come on, then I have to see. Maybe I'm too addicted to this. Or maybe these many tests, I only think about them only when I sit down here. So what's happening? am I being not so organized? Toilet. Come on, let's next time when I go to sit down to have my focus, I plan to go into the toilet before. So this can give you some guidance, and can help you to plan for the next time. It gives you clarity of what is distracting you and is training you to focus. And then treat as a challenge. Number 3, win the game. Once you finish the 15 minutes, reward yourself. Do something that you like. I don't know. Okay, I'm going for a walk, or I'm gonna check that funny reels. Finally, I wouldn't suggest that you go immediately to your social media, but if okay, in the beginning maybe fine, go do that. Reward yourself, and then use this list that you have as an initial to-do list. You basically concentrated here the tasks that you have to do. So slowly start clearing this list. Okay? Please do this as soon as we finish this meeting here that it's about to finish. Go switch it off this uh, computer or whatever and go and do this exercise every day, guys. Please, and commit to that and give it a time. Sometimes we want the result immediately, and sometimes we need to give enough time for the things to work. Okay, so give a time for that to work. Be gentle to yourself. You are learning, you are changing something, you are learning something new. Okay, and also understand one thing: there is not only one right way. Everything that I explained to you here, it worked for me, it worked for many of my clients, but maybe you find out another way better. Okay, Raquel, you know what? I have a client that she actually went so deep in productivity. She learned with me, and she learned so many that now I have conversations with her and I learn with her sometimes. And she has wonderful techniques that sometimes doesn't work for me. It works for her, but it doesn't work for me. So find out what works for you. But start, do it. Start from somewhere, and this is already somewhere from where you can start. Okay. Now we go towards the end. And if I have to give my last answer to that question, how to stop, if we want, we can dig deeper. And the deeper answer for that is find out what is your why. Find out what is your purpose, what keeps you motivated, what keeps you going. This is what I did there in the beginning with my mentor. I found out what is my why, what I want to do. I didn't find out that I wanted to be a coach. I found out that I wanted to impact people's life in a positive way, and that this makes me happy and motivated every single day of my life. This is my why. This is how I am here today, to share my story and to tell you that it is possible. That I also came from a place that was very chaotic, people. If you have the wish, reach me out. I will leave my contacts here. Reach me out. I would love to hear your story. I would love to share my story with you as well, so we can exchange experiences, so we all learn from each other. And I'm here to tell you today, don't give up. Just keep going. Things gets better. It just needs your decision. Everything that we do in our life, it's a choice, it's a decision. Okay. And then after your why, by the way, I put there the reference of the book Start with the Why, because it's a wonderful book. I think everyone should read. It talks about this concept of why. It's from Simon Sinek. So if you didn't read, I highly recommend you to read. And then learn about planning, learn how to plan. Okay, now I know what I want. Now I know where I want to go. I have clarity of everything. Now, okay, how do I break down this task and what am I going to do? And once you learn how you're gonna do these things, learn how you're gonna allocate them into your life. So you go and you learn a bit more about time management. And to close this, eliminate some language from your vocabulary. Next time that you think, no, I'm not capable of doing this, no, I don't think I deserve this, no, I don't think I am good enough for this, stop and think, yes, I can do it. Yes, I will do it. Yes, I deserve the results that this action will give me. I deserve the achievements that I will get if I take this action. I deserve to achieve my goals. I am worthy of achieving my goals. I deserve to enjoy the results of this action. Change instead of being, or instead of saying I can't later, afterwards, or I'm not good enough. I don't deserve. I don't, I'm not capable of this. Change your vocabulary, because the message that you say is the message that you are telling your brain, and it's either a message of acceptance or it's a message of rejection. So think about that. And I hope you guys are still there. Didn't sleep or didn't procrastinate this workshop. Okay, you are there, you are reacting. Great. So here are my contacts. If you want to reach me out, if you want to go even deeper on this journey, if you want to find out more answers the same way that I wanted to find out there in the beginning, reach me out, guys. We can talk, we can exchange experiences, we can, talk more about productivity, self-confidence, whatever it is. Just reach me out. I'm a very accessible person, so don't feel shy. And if you want to talk about, just, yeah, reach me out. I'm on WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number. This is my Instagram. I'm on YouTube with my podcast and with my friend Dania, who is also there in the audience. This is my website, and this is the QR code for the learning platform where I offer my mentorship and my other programs and courses. Guys, I hope you liked. I hope this was beneficial for you. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. I want to thank you all that you stayed until the end. I want to thank Noor Al Huda for this beautiful opportunity, for you guys who interacted, who spoke, who are here. And I want to end this workshop with a statement that it changed my life back in time. It's a statement from Tony Robbins that says decisions, not conditions, determine our destiny. So basically, our destiny is shaped on the moments of our decisions. Decide, guys, take the action, choose. Life, it's also always a choice of changing or a choice of staying. And either way, there will be a consequence. If you choose to stay or if you choose to change, there will be a consequence. So, which consequence do you want for yourself? And then it will make you take the better decision, a more assertive decision for yourself. That's it.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much
guys.
for this insightful and enriching session. It was really, really great. And I think we all
Thank
benefited.
you.
I think we all enjoyed the session at the same time. If you guys have any question for Raquel, I mean, she's here now, but do not
Oh, yeah.
procrastinate asking her questions.
Yes, exactly. Take the opportunity.
And
That's true.
I will actually take the lead and ask you a question. And when you were talking about the types of procrastinators, uh, I'm trying to think, isn't there any healthy type of procrastination?
Yes. So if we go back, there is the strategic procrastinator. So that's the one that is, let me go back. It's the healthy version of the
The
procrastinator, because it's
organized?
the person, the organized. Is it the organized? Wait, let me just go back here. Sorry, it's not the organized. It's the strategic procrastinator.
Ah, yeah.
So this person intentionally delays trivial tasks to focus on meaningful work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So this guy here, this person, will keep aside whatever is not urgent or important at the moment to focus in the main task, in what is important. I'll give you just a short example right now. Before I started this workshop, I was organizing everything, but I still needed something to do. I looked into my balcony, and then I saw that one trash bag open, because it's very windy here, and it got broken and everything is on the floor. And I thought, I have to do this now. I need to do this now. But and then I thought, no, come on, that's not the priority right now. I will need to procrastinate this right now, because my priority here right now is this
I
workshop.
understand what you
So
mean.
this is a kind
Mm-hmm,
of a
mm-hmm,
good procrastination. Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Okay.
Ladies, I don't know if we have gentlemen also. If you have any questions
Yeah.
to ask, feel
Take the
free.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, let me tell, whoever it is here until now, or even someone who joined, they needed to leave, that's all right. But I want to offer a gift for all of you guys, a way to say thanks, not only to Nur Al Huda to give me this beautiful opportunity, but also to say thanks to you guys. She will share with you guys a link that it will take you to a form where you can fill out and apply for a free session with me, so we can talk deeper about this topic or about another topic that it might be holding you back from where you are. So please feel free to apply there. This is free of cost. You just go and apply, and eventually we can meet and we can talk online. Like, unfortunately online because we are far from each other. But yes, all right.
Yeah, so I will be sharing with you guys the everything you need about the session, and along with the link that she Raquel talked about. If you want to have a clarity session with her, if you want to ask her questions personally, because I think you might have questions that you might want to
Yeah.
ask in private. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I think we are at the end of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Raquel. It was amazing. We really enjoyed it, and we
Oh,
really benefited from it. And we're looking forward for I don't know, more sessions, inshallah, in the future with you. Thank you
inshallah.
so much, ladies, for attending this session, and see you next time.
Yes.
Take
See you
care of
guys.
yourselves
See
and
you.
do not
No, thank you.
procrastinate.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye. See you.
See you.